Cholerics are some of the most resilient people you will ever encounter. And in this podcast, we are going to further discover the natural wiring of a true choleric. After listening to the 4 temperament summaries I outlined in my podcast titled Wired, Step 2, you may already be labeling yourself as this particular temperament. However, I urge you not to box yourself into believing that you are solely a choleric, as nearly all of us are a blend of at least 2 of the 4 temperaments. For your benefit, I created a document titled Character Traits and posted it under the Downloads tab of my website, thriveintherealworld.com. As you listen to this podcast, use the document to follow along, focusing on the Cholerics column. Circle any words or phrases as described in this podcast that speak directly to you. Let's begin. Cholerics are dominant, strong-willed, and quick-thinking. They speak the language of power and control and influence their environment by overcoming opposition to get desired results. Hardwired to be driven, resourceful, and productive, they know how to set and achieve goals. Cholerics seek positions of authority and are bold leaders who know how to persuade and delegate. Their optimistic attitude allows them to bounce back from difficulties and lead their teams forward. Completion is more important than embracing details. Therefore, cholerics are focused on the end result. As extroverts, they surround themselves with people and use them as tools to get the job done. Cholerics are visionaries who never seem to run out of big ideas, plans, or objectives. They love to fight for a cause, are not afraid to take risks, and won't back down when challenged. Cholerics thrive in antagonistic environments and are calm under pressure, but are easily bored when things are not happening fast enough. Confident and independent-minded, cholerics find it easy to make decisions for themselves as well as others. Self-directed and self-sufficient, cholerics continuously desire to control, change, or overcome anything, everything. They enjoy arguing and do not shy away from controversy, but they are very poor losers. Cholerics leave little room for negotiating. It's usually their way or no way. They are slow to build relationships and tend to only have a few close friends. Unsympathetic to the feelings of others, cholerics find it difficult to show compassion or empathy. To top it all off, they view tears as a sign of weakness. When communicating, cholerics are brief, direct, and firm, oftentimes appearing to be angry, but rarely are. Their aggressive, bossy, and arrogant nature can come across as rude, prideful, and tactless. They are oftentimes perceived as know-it-alls. Ironically, cholerics do not believe they have weaknesses and have a tough time admitting fault or saying, "I'm sorry." They have very little tolerance for mistakes, and their assertive push to get results may be interpreted as demanding or impatient. Choleric's temper can be explosive, yet quickly calmed. Compared to the other temperaments, cholerics do not require as much sleep, so their energy seems endless. They adapt well to change, and their activity always has a purpose with the end result in mind. Hopefully, after listening to this podcast, along with the other 3 podcasts individually titled Phlegmatic, Melancholy, and Sanguine, you have been able to circle quite a few words and phrases listed on the Character Traits document. The ultimate goal is for you to narrow down your selections to reveal your dominant character traits, as these are the ones that influence the way you relate and communicate on a daily basis. Check out my next 2 podcasts titled 7 Areas Part 1 and 7 Areas Part 2, where I compare cholerics to sanguines and phlegmatics to melancholies. I believe you will not only see yourself in some of the descriptions, but might just recognize a few people you know.